purity and an allergy to that which is impure. Caw! We are back with another reflection on the daily Vedantic. And this one is on concept of purity within this timeless philosophy. The word for purity within Vedanta literally means allergic to dirt. This is really fascinating to me because purity we usually think of as, well, pure gold. There is no contaminant within it. And the goal of purifying ourselves is to cleanse ourselves, to be clean. Clean of imperfections, to perfect ourselves. You might have misgivings about even that approach of trying to perfect ourselves. This philosophy is very clear that you are not only able to perfect yourself, but your natural state is true perfection. And it is a fall in ignorance, a projection of ignorance, a projection of our mind. That makes us think that we are these bodies, these temporary entities walking around, these minds, these intellects. That is not our natural state according to this philosophy. But whether you think perfection is attainable or not is beside the point to today's reflection, which is on the literal meaning of the word purity within this philosophy. That means allergic to dirt. Not just that it is clean, but there is an aversion, a repulsion, almost like a magnetic repulsion from dirt. Why is that relevant to our daily lives? I remember my teacher Joseph saying one time that I asked him, what would you say to someone in business that is practicing, studying this philosophy, that is doing business with people that just don't have high integrity? And he said, well, over time, you just won't be able to do business with them. And I said, what do you mean? He said, over time, any decision that is a wrong action, that you know is going to dissipate energy, going to generate agitation, over time, when someone tries to do something unethical and drag you along, you'll physically get sick. You'll feel it in your stomach, he said. A few years later, and he couldn't have been more right. There is an allergic reaction. I'm not saying I do everything perfectly. That is not the case. There are so many desires that I still have where I think, you know what, let's rush through this. Oh, it's okay for us to, we'll cross our T's, dot our I's down the road. That still takes place in my finite and limited pursuit and different, certainly as a parent, when I can take some shortcuts with certain things, being like, the kids will be all right. But more and more every year, that kind of stuff, there is an allergic reaction to it. There is a visceral pain in my stomach when I think about things like that. When I think about just lazing on the couch because it's the second quarter of a playoff basketball game that I care about. And I know that there's something I could be helping with putting the kids down to bed. Or if someone says, let's pull, let's be a little fast and loose with something in business. There is a physical reaction to it. It's more than just pursuing being clean. What is so interesting about the systematic nature of this philosophy and following it over time, and then it just starting to rewire how we approach our day. What is so interesting is it is like oil and water to the things that maybe would have enthusiastically done 10 years prior. Oil and water to the things that would dissipate your energy. The intellect, as find within Vedanta is the capacity to see the end in the beginning. You see the agitation in a certain path. You see it clear as day. You see the stress, the lack of peace of mind that you would have if you took that path. And it takes about as much effort, as I've said in previous episodes, it takes about as much effort as not walking into traffic to adhere to right action. Not because of some holiness that one attains, but just a clarity and vision of, oh no, I don't want to do that. Or no, we're definitely not going to do that. Or a proposal of something like that just never even comes to mind because you're like, dude, that is like walking into traffic now. Let's just focus on these two options over here because those other two, they don't make sense at all. You start to think, let's just focus on these two options over here because these two or three on the other side, well, they don't make sense at all. Purity and an allergy to that which is impure. It is a beautiful reorientation that just happens 6 months in to studying this philosophy daily. A year in, 2 years in, things you would have jumped at enthusiastically 10 years prior make absolutely no sense for you to do today. Like oil and water. Allergic to the dirt. That is today's reflection on the daily Vedantic. We'll see you next time.